I got to Jackson's MMA because I trained Frank Mir. I'm his grappling coach. And then I worked with John Jones on Tough 17. And so I kind of made my way into Jackson MMA with two of the best champions of all time. You know, I've loved working at Jackson MMA with Brandon Gibson and Mike Valley, Coach Wink, and obviously Greg Jackson. They've brought me in with open arms. They've really wanted to develop the jiu-jitsu and wrestling in their camp and start to develop all their fighters in that way. So they've brought me in, and it's been really exciting. You know, it's been incredible working with Mike Valley and Erik Perez. Erik Perez he's going to break his way into the top 10. He's going to be champion of the world one day, and it's going to be amazing to see a Mexican fighter take hold of that belt. And watching him develop his wrestling has been quite the exciting experience. Seeing him, fight Mizugaki, and then in his most recent fight, just take down his opponent over and over and over. It's exciting to see that happening for him. 135 is a stacked division, so he needs to make sure his jiu-jitsu and wrestling is up to par with the people in that top 10 category. If you can, you got to get out there and wrestle. Wrestling is an important part of MMA, and if you're not wrestling, you're going to get taken out of your element quickly. All the champions in the UFC have spent their time wrestling and doing their work. You can see Erik Perez is really pushing in that area. The Mexican fighters at Jackson's, they are really pushing in that area because once they get that, they can strike with the people in the UFC. They can submit people in the UFC, but they got to be able to fight in their zone to make that happen. And you will see that the Mexican fighters fighting out of Jackson's, they're eventually going to be taking hold in the UFC, and that's an exciting thing. But make sure you're wrestling.